Hi there. I'm Ellen Weaver Paquette, three-time graduate of Rhode Island College, longtime administrator and part-time faculty in CEP. So some of you may know me from that. Um, I am now right here at the Providence Pilates Center, located on the scenic east side of Providence, where I teach mostly private apparatus sessions. I also have my own website, which is www.justintimeclassicalpilates.com, where I do online work mostly with Matt and with folks who have apparatus. So this is a new offering through the alumni group. This is called Gentle Pilates for tight bodies. And a lot of us have tight bodies. Pilates was initiated by a real person, Joe Pilates. Started in Europe and came over to New York City. And it was devised to really strengthen, including stamina, control, the core part of your body. So we move through a set of exercises that Joe himself designed in what's called the classical model to be able to accomplish this. So I'll be talking you through this as we go along. Now, if you have just had recent surgery or you've just had a heavy meal, this is probably not for you at this point in time. However, if you're reasonably fit and you can move around, then you're probably okay. When in doubt with an exercise, just leave it out. You should be fine. You should be wearing comfortable clothes, either socks or barefoot, no sneaks. And you should have a mat to work on. This is a special Pilates mat. It's thicker than a regular yoga mat. If you have a yoga mat, you may want to put another mat underneath it or even some towels to give you some extra padding, because you may want to do that when we work on some of your vertebrae. Okay? So come and join me. We'll start on our mat in a supine position. Now center yourself on the mat. So no objects around you. Coffee tables, dogs, water bottles. Make sure you've got lots of room. When we center, you're coming all the way down to flat. Rolling your shoulders back, pulling your ribs in, pulling your abs in. Make sure your shoulders are right square on the surface of the mat. Yes, you may find you have a little space between your lumbar and the mat. Not to worry. You may have your legs a little distance apart. The arms along by your side, but again, roll the shoulders back and really pin the triceps and pin the palms to the mat while lengthening your arms, therefore stretching the inside of your elbow. Okay? Now I'm going to start by relaxing the steroid-mastoid muscle, which is that big old thing on the side of your neck. So now you have the back of your head on your mat, and then very gently just turn your head from one side to the next, never forcing, never doing it quickly, just giving a bit of a turn, feeling that nice big stretch on the side of your neck, rolling the shoulders back, and getting as much space as you possibly can. There you go. And then coming up to center. The first exercise that Joe designed is called the 100. And I'll be showing you a couple of different ways to do this. The first is to bend your knees and put the soles of your feet firmly on the mat. Okay? You may extend your arms and start pumping them, emphasizing the up, about 6 inches above your hips. So it would be an inhale for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you think you can do more, head, neck, and shoulders curl up. So you're looking at the lower part of your abs, keeping your pumping action. If you would like more, the legs go into a tabletop position, See the 90-degree angle and the straightness? That's a table. Head, neck, and shoulders are up, not just the head. If you would like more, you can extend the legs out to 45 degrees and still work on your pumping action, keeping the shoulders up so you're long from your hips all the way down to your feet. We'll just do a couple more. A big inhale for 5 and a big exhale for 5. Freeze frame, hug the knees into the chest, head, neck, and shoulders return. And we just do a little rock from one side to the next, using your abdominal region, pressing your tailbone away and keeping your abs. Okay? Now we'll do our version of the roll-up. Okay? So now let's come up to a seated position. Put the hands underneath the knee creases. Now notice the knees are bent. I have the feet glued to the surface. Hands are underneath. Now we go into what's called a C, like a capital C. So I'm scooping in my abs, and I'm looking at the lower part of my abs to do this. Elbows are bent out to the side. I'm just tucking my tail a teeny weeny bit, and I'm rolling back till my arms are straight, and then I'm coming right back up again. But you're still in the C grip. So nothing's changed as you go back in your C, and you come forward in your C. It's a back in your C and a forward in your C. Okay? And you can keep doing that. If you'd like a little bit more, then you will be down on your mat with your feet flexed. Legs are either together or apart. Your arms will go up to the ceiling. Pick up your head, neck, and shoulders. That's 11 pounds right there. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, go into your C curl. Now reach out, not down, as if you're reaching across the table. And then slowly replace yourself vertebrae by vertebrae on the surface. I'll just demo that one more time. Shoulders are in the pockets, arms are up to the ceiling. Head, neck, and shoulders come up. And we use our exhale to come up, hand over, keeping the feet flexed. You're out on down. And then rolling yourself back with control. So that's a couple of ways that you can initiate movement. Continuing on with single leg circles, one leg circles, all right? Arms are by your side as we did before. The left foot is flexed, the hips are glued to the surface. The right leg goes up to the ceiling, stretch behind the knee. So it's your version of straight, okay? So this is not straight. This might be your straight. Play with it, see what happens. In the meantime, glue the triceps. The toe comes into the nose for 2 little pulses. Stretch the leg out so the quads don't hurt. 1, 2. Now, cross the midline of the body in a shallow elliptical shape without the other hip moving, and then come up to top and stop. Pause, or more. It's out, around, and back up to top. Out, around, and back up to top. No movement of the torso. The torso is glued. Nothing's happening except that leg. Same movement, but now we're going away from the body to initiate. We'll do that one 5 times. So it's the same elliptical, shallow ellipse as you go out and around and return. Not really a circle, a little flatter than that, sort of an oval. There we go. And just one more here. And now bend the knee in. Hold on the top of your shin. Pull that leg in so you get a nice big stretch in your hip flexor. That's your crease right here. As you press the other leg long and away. This would be oppositional, right? Makes sense. Pull that leg in like crazy cuckoo. Now let's stretch that first leg out on the mat. We have another one. Flex the right foot, the left toe points up to the ceiling. And again, really work on the stretch of the hamstrings, right in back of your knee and indeed your whole leg. So this kind of straight is okay. Stretch it. Come in for a 1, 2. Cross the midline of the body. Here's the midline. Around, over, and up. Stop at the top. 4 more. Around, over, and up. Stop at the top. 3 more. We're going to the inside. 2 more. Ground the hips. Last one here. Pause at the top. Now we go the other way. We're going out first. Out, around, and pause at the top. If your hips simply will not stay still, no matter how sharply you speak to them, just make your range a little bit smaller. Last one here. Then bend that knee in, give it a big hug, stretch the outer leg right out across the room, flexing the foot, working the hamstrings at the same time. So lots of good work that's happening here. All right? Okay, we'll try a little rolling like ball. So you may come up in a roll up, or whichever way it is that you can come up to a seated position. Hands on the hips, lift the hips and come forward on your mat a little bit. You'll be rolling back and forth. So I want to make sure you have a nice big padded runway in back of you. Make sure there's nothing around you, okay? So we'll start out a couple of different ways here. Let's bring our heels into our hips as much as you can, going into your C curl. There we go. And then let's see if we can just pick the feet up and put the feet back down again. So you're balancing between your sit bones and your sacrum to be able to do that. It's a lift and a return, and a lift and a return. Now, if this seems like something you're comfortable with, and that seems okay so far, we'll continue with rolling like a ball. So let's pick those feet up. Keep them in, roll yourself back, and come right back up again. So the gaze is through the midline of the body. Now you see what that is. Roll back, and come right back up again. So you really want to avoid a flat tire effect. Or, there you go. Simple enough. And then the feet go down. Rolling like a ball. So good for the vertebrae. Now we'll move on to what's called the series of 3 exercises. All are also called the Abdominal Series. In Pilates, nearly everything is the abs. But anyway, let's bring those hips back, so you might be more in the middle of the mat as you were previously, and then just bring yourself back so you're nice and flat, and get a nice big stretch here first. Okay. Now, with the series of 5, we start with our single leg stretches. All right, they're not kicks, they're stretches. All right. So now we bend the legs into tabletop. We put the right hand on the left knee, the left hand on the left ankle, and stretch that right leg out to 45 degrees. The head, neck, and shoulders are up. If you cannot do that, you can put them back down again. Here we go. Here's the curve. Now the hands just go up and over and they fall on the opposite side. There you go. Up and over and stretch. So one knee is coming in. Think of it as a bow and an arrow, and the other leg is going out. Now let's work the breath. It's an inhale, to inhale, to exhale, to exhale, to inhale, to inhale, to exhale, to exhale. One more, inhale, to inhale, and exhale, to exhale. Hug the knees in, head, neck, and shoulder return, and just take a little break, okay? That's our single leg stretch. So as you might imagine, the next exercise is the double leg stretch, right? That makes sense. So now, head, neck, and shoulders come up. You're small, you're tight. Again, like a little tight ball with heels into the hips. You're starting to go into your C curve. And again, if the shoulders will not allow you to come up, just lay back down again, okay? If they won't, they won't. So now, how do we do this? Together, the legs go out to 45 degrees. The arms go out by the ears. Hold it out here. Circle the arms around. And then reluctantly pull the knees in. There we go. Head down is fine. I'll just do one of those. Let me move forward so you can see this better. And it's out. And circle. Here's up with the shoulders and circle. Legs are together, arms are together, and circle. So it's like taking off a top hat and circling around. And the last one here is out and around. And the head returns. Again, let's turn the head from one side to the next. Sometimes it gets a little stiff in there. It's good to keep that movement, that work going. There we go. Those of you that are on computers all day, or driving, or homeschooling, or whatever you're doing, sometimes the shoulders really take a beating. We want to really work on them staying out of the action and not the drivers. Series of 3. The third one is called scissors. Both legs go up to the ceiling. Now make them your kind of straight as best you can. Bring them a little bit together. Now head, neck, and shoulders come up. Flex the feet. Reach as high as you can. Just not the knee hinge. So it could be thigh, okay. It could be your calf, whatever you can reach. We're going to bring, well, in this case, the left leg in for 2 pulses as the other leg extends. No more than 45 and 2 pulses, right? So here's a 1, 2, and now we switch a 1, 2. It's a 1, 2, and a 1, 2. Now the gaze to the lower part of the abs. You don't need to look at the legs. You know where they are. They're up in the air. And 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. Last set. 1, 2. And then just come back down and relax. There. Take a nice deep breath. Now I bet you can feel your upper abs at this point. Very normal. Very normal. Okay, now we need to come up in a seated position again. So you can just rock yourself up. You can do a roll up, whatever you need to do to get into a seated position. Up and over. And then extend your legs out. So you're maybe about 2 inches in from the corners or the outer edge of your mat, however you wish to figure that. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. And that's a job there, because sometimes we think this is straight. Sometimes we think this is straight, and that's straight. It's, like straight. So flex the feet so much that your heels almost pop off, a big flex. Use your hamstrings to do that, not the quads. Most of us overuse our quads anyway. So this will be what's called spine stretch forward. The arms are out in front of you, nice long arms, so they're shoulder height and shoulder width. This is shoulders up, no, shoulders down. So glide them down as best you can. Big glide down. Take a nice inhale. Get very tall, so you're really scooping up, pulling up from your sit bones all the way up, but not your shoulders, not the chin. Pull the abs back without moving the pelvis. Glide out in the middle of your thoracic, and then stack yourself back up again and an inhale. That's all. So it's almost like a little candy cane effect. Inhale, get tall, nod the chin. Glide out mid-thoracic to crown, and then stack yourself back up again. Inhale, get tall, shoulders are gliding down the back, feel them come together. Nod the chin. Exhale, glide out as if across the table to get the cookies, because nobody reaches for broccoli. And stack yourself back up again, and that's a joke. And one more here. Inhale, get tall, nod the chin, and out you go, and stack yourself back up again. There. That wasn't so terrible. All right, we're moving right along for open leg rocker. Now again, I want to make sure you've got a lot of padding in back of you. Make sure. So I'm bringing my hips forward, as we did previously. That's just a little insurance claim. Now, I'm holding underneath my knee creases, bringing my legs up, flaring the elbows out to the side of the room. Now, that leg, that shin, is almost like a tabletop. So think of balancing some expensive imported coffee that you don't want to drop right on top of that tabletop, right? So use your abs, roll back just to your shoulders, never to your head, and come right back up again. So it's a C curl up to straight. It's a C curl up to straight. Couple more, rolling back and coming up, and then rolling back and coming right back up again. Okay? Now tap the right toe to the surface, come back, touch the left toe to the surface and come back. And then just come and sit yourself back down again. Easy peasy. So now we'll move on for the saw. I'm going to do 2 versions of the saw. See what you think about this, okay? So you're sitting up as tall as you can, maybe even taller. Let's genie the arms, all right? So we're pressing up with the bottom and down with the top, just to create some length right in here, in your abdominal area of the wide chest. Feet are well, maybe a little bit wider than they were before. Flex the heel. Now pin the hips as you turn to the side. Look back, if you can, if that's available to you, and then come back to center without jerking the neck around. Now we turn to the side, and then we come back. Let's add the breath. Breath is very important in Pilates. As Joe would say, breathe to air in. And so let's twist to the side, pinning the hips. You may not go too far, that's fine. Coming back to center, and twist to the opposite side, and coming back to center. So you're getting a little twist in that spine as we go one side to the next, and to the next. Coming back to center, and last one here. There you go. So far, so good. So good so far. Okay, now we've been working in a supine position, facing up, which is great. Pilates is done seated. We even have chair Pilates, not the special one to chair, just a household chair that you have. We can also, we do standing Pilates as part of every routine. And now we're going for supine to prone position. So now we're coming face down on our mat. We also do some side work on our sides. So now here we go, all the way down on our mat. This is why you want a padded mat. And now extend the elbows to the sides of the room. Put one palm down, put the other palm on top of it, and attach your forehead to your pile of palms. Legs can be together, but if there's any hip issues, just bring them apart, maybe a foot. All right, so this will be extension, where we're lengthening the back. Crucial that you pull the abs in, okay? The abs are in so much that the hip flexors are flat, and you can put a nice juicy strawberry underneath your navel. That's the concept, okay? So it's an inhale and lift the heart and come back down again on the exhale. Now you'll notice the head is long, the neck is long. You're not jerking the head around, bad. Inhale, lift, bring up the heart, bring yourself back down again. It's an inhale and an exhale, and one more here, an inhale and an exhale, okay? Now we move on for our preliminary swan. So then the hands, the palms are down, and they are right outside of the shoulders. Elbows can be up a little bit, but mostly keeping the hands in toward the shoulders. This comes in several parts. So, inhale, pick up the hands. Exhale, pick up the body. Inhale, put the hands down. Exhale, press up the body to the place where you can hold it. Pick up the hands, and the body and the hands come back down again. The feet stay glued. They never come up. Hold the abs in. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, lift the body. Inhale, put the hands down. Exhale, lift the body to you where you can sustain it. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, body and hands. Go back down. One more of these. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, lift the body. Inhale, put the hands down. Exhale, lift the body to the point where you can hold it. Pick up the hands and come all the way down. Now that can be a lot on people's back. So now you're sitting back in an active Pilates rest pose. I'm just moving forward so you can see it. So it's similar to a child pose that you would do in yoga. However, the legs are kept apart. We call them train track. You're sitting back on your heels, pressing your tailbone long and away toward the back of the room. Extending your arms, but not your shoulders. As you come down, you might want your knees a little bit apart so you can actually get down there and still breathe, okay? So you're pressing the tailbone away. It's nice and low, pressing, and extend the arms long in front of you. And just breathe for a second so that will relax your back, okay? That makes sense. Okay. From the Swan, we go into the single leg kick. So now you're down on your mat, but propped up on your elbows. Try to make sure that your elbow is lined up with your shoulder. Hands are apart, so you kind of look like the Sphinx. You can put your palms down, or you can make little fists, whatever one you want, but the hands are not together. That'll spread your shoulders. So now the legs can be apart, or they can be together. Hold the abs in. So it's not a casual posture. Flex the feet. Bring the left heel into the left hip, pressing that hip flexor down to the mat, and then place it back down again. Relax the shoulders. Now we alternate, so that means the right heel needs to squeeze into the hip, and then place it back down again. So each and every time it's a pull in and a stretch out. So it's not a kick. It's a big involvement of that muscle. We're flexing our feet while we do this and making sure the blades are rolling back as if you're slipping your hands into jean pockets. And we continue. Last one here on the right leg with a flexed foot. Now the same exercise hasn't changed, but now let's point the toe. So a pointed toe comes in and it returns to the mat. Try to come in the center of your knee. Don't roll in or roll out. That's not a particularly good idea. Keeping the chest up, keeping the chest wide, keeping the abs in, and one more on each. It's a point and extend, and a point and extend, okay? So now we're moving on, as I promised you. We'll finish with that for a little while. We're now moving on to do some work on the side of your body, okay? So now you're lying on your mat. Your arm is down, it's flat, and you are putting your ear on your arm, okay? As if water's dripping out of your ear. So your chin's a little away from your chest. So it looks like that, okay? I know it's hard with the mask. Okay. So anyway, legs are nice and long. Bring them to the front diagonal of your mat, stacking your hip. So if you have a side seam there, or imaginary side seam, it's up to the ceiling. It's not rolled forward, nor is it rolled back, okay? Make those legs long by stretching underneath the knee, as we did before. Your hand can be in front, but it's not close to your body. It's a little distance away. That ceiling shoulder needs to be back, so it's not over here, okay? It's back. Flex both feet. Go a little bit so you can maybe see me better. Flex both feet. Raise that top leg just 2 or 3 inches, hold the abs in, swing the leg with the flexed foot to the front, and then as it passes to the back, point the toe. So it's a big flex to the front and a big point to the back. Nothing else is moving. Your torso is not moving. If that is very hard for you to control, then what you want to do is just reduce the range. And one more here. And point. Okay, so a lot of this, in fact, the first name that Joe had for all this stuff was controlology. Lots of control happening to be able to do that. Let me just bring this down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, that might be better. Now this is lower lift. The position of the body has not changed. You're still lined up as you were a minute ago, okay? Flex both feet. Don't wiggle that hip. So it comes up and it comes back down again with control. Stretch your neck, stretch your body, and back down again. Stretch behind the knee. That leg is super duper duper straight. It's up and return. Now let's add the breath. It's an inhale up for 3 counts and exhale on 1 count. Inhale up on 3, exhale on 1. Count changes. Inhale up on 1, take 3, 2, exhale on the return. Up on 1, take 3, 2, return. 2 more here, up on 1, 3 to return, up on 1, and 3 to return. Okay, now that top foot points. You make tiny little circles, 5 in each direction, grazing the ankle. Try to make them specific, really work on the torso so it does not move. 5 in the opposite direction. Think of a pencil. Some of you may have heard of something called a protractor. The one technical. And come back down again, okay? That should work, okay. Now we need to work the bottom leg, and how do we do that? Let's bend that top knee, and you may place it on the mat in front of you. That's totally fine. Or you may bring that knee up to the ceiling, placing the sole of the foot on the mat. Either one's totally fine, okay? Bring the back leg now more to the center. It wasn't the front diagonal. No, it's back, okay? Press that leg, the knee open if it's at the top. If it's to the bottom, do not grind the bottom of your patella, okay? So really pull back a little bit. Anyway, the work's on the bottom leg. So now it's a lift and a return. That body has not moved. Lift and return. It's a lift and a return. It may not go high. Try to make it not come gradually to the front. So push it back each and every time. A lift and a return. 2 more here, a lift and a return. Last one here, a lift. Aha, keep it up. Now bop it up to the ceiling 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then come on down. Top leg stretches on top of it. Okay, so far so good. Okay. So now we'll try a little bit of a bicycle action. How do we do that? The top leg, I'm trying to figure out where to put my arm, there's no good place. Let's swing the leg to the front, bend the knee. The knee goes knee to knee. It then comes to the back, stretch the leg out, and then swing it to the front, knee to knee. Crosses, press to the back, extend the leg, about the shoulder coming forward, and then coming forward. So you're isolating the hip flexor. You're isolating your abdominal area. There we go. Now pause and we reverse. We go from the back. It swings to the front. We bend and we return. Right? There. Lots of isolation. Lots of good work going in here. And one more here. Okay. Now you can roll over and take what's called a figure 4 stretch. So you're on your back. The leg that you were working is the one that goes into the figure 4. So in that case, it was the left leg Left heel comes over the right thigh, right over the right knee, and open the left knee out to the side of the room. You can give it a gentle press. Don't shove it, just a little gentle encouragement. Never on the inside, never a hinge joint, just on the inside, just to give it a little encouragement. Lots of people are very happy here. Some people want more. If you want more, head, neck, and shoulders come up, and you reach underneath or even through. You can reach through, that's fine. Some people want more, they want the legs stretched up to the top of the ceiling. All those are very fine. Whatever it is that your body is saying. Now that's great. We did one side. Aha. Over we go to the other side to continue on with our series. So back down we go as we were before. Stretching the arm out, ceiling arm is back. Stretch the legs out, bring them to the front corner, pull that hip back, okay? So it's not rolling forward. That's important. You're technically balancing on your greater trochanter, which is for lay people kind of the outside of the hip, so to speak. Not exactly, but go with it. Okay, so now, what do? We pick up that top leg. Now the bottom leg is very active. There's lots of stuff going on in there. We swing that flex foot to the front, and then we pass it to the back. So show me the difference between a flex and a point. There. Nothing's moving again, a flex and a point. And again, if you are wiggling around, hold that torso in as best you can. Nothing's moving. The shoulder's not moving, the abs are in. Reduce the range a little bit. And then come on back. Okay, time for lower lift. Flex both feet. Now watch if you're protonating, supinating, or sickling, or whatever you do with your feet. You know what that is. It's a lift up to hip height and a return with control. So think of your leg as getting longer, longer, longer as you do this. Let's add the breath in the count. It's inhale, 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, return on the exhale. 1, 2, 3, up. Exhale on 1. 1, 2, 3, up. There's your inhale. Exhale on 1. Count changes. It's 1 up on the inhale. It takes 3 to exhale on the return. 1 to come up. 3, 2, return. 1 to come up. 3, 2, return. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more here. Inhale and exhale. Come all the way back down again. Okay? Simple stuff. Point the toe. Now the knee should be going forward. It doesn't go up to the ceiling. It goes forward, direction of your eyes and your nose. Pick that leg up. It's just little tiny circles. Petit vision. Little baby circles, 5 in each direction. Again, nothing is moving. It's all about the isolation of the foot, and then 5 to the back. So you really feel it in that hip, getting all the length you possibly can. Just doing 5 little ones right here. And then coming back down again. Okay, now here's the one with the knee. So again, you can just gently, do not wall up that knee, please. You can bring the knee in front, totally fine. Leg goes to the back, or you can stick the knee up to the ceiling, whatever you want to do. That bottom leg goes to the back and really flex the foot. In either case, it's a lift and return without rolling back. There's none of that. If you're going to roll, you're going to roll forward. And it's a lift and return, a lift and return, a lift and return. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. 2 more here. Inhale to exhale. Last one. Inhale to exhale. Now let's bob it up to the ceiling 8 times. So we come up and we come up higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And come on back down. So you should have felt this in the inside of your legs, but in the back of the legs as well. Okay? Time to go for bike ride. Swing the leg to the front, knee to knee. It passes to the back, extend the leg. Swing it forward, bend, knee to knee, extend to the back. Swing it forward, knee to knee, extend to the back, and come forward, knee to knee, extend to the back. Okay, so now we're back, right? So now we have to bend and come forward and swing to the back. Here we go. Forward and come back. So you don't have to balance. And that's the great thing about this. It'd be very hard to fall from here. Can't fall off this bike. There. And one reach, one more. And then we return. Okay, figure 4 on the other side. So this leg is coming up. Now, if you get mixed up about which leg, do not despair. It's because technically you use both legs. So both legs are talking to you now. So again, this is fine. This is a nice figure 4. Press one, this hip is down. The other knee is opening to the side as best you're able. Totally fine. Just give it a little encouragement, never a shove. If you want more head, neck, and shoulders to come up, you can hold the whole apparatus in. You can hold the structure in by underneath, or you can hold it at the top and bring everything. Okay? All of those are good. Okay, that looks pretty plain. Okay, kids, time to come to a stand. Come up slowly, because you've been down for a little bit of a while, and you may need to do that. Let me just adjust my screen. Now, for those of you for whom balance is a challenge, you may not want to stand on the mat. You might want to stand on a nice hard floor, okay? That might be better for you. Or stand with something around, a pole, a piece of heavy furniture that you can't knock over, a wall, something like that, okay? Whichever it is that you want to. I'm just going to stand on the mat for some color contrast. So now my heels are together. It's still not right. My heels are together and toes are apart, okay? Maybe one fist width. So they're not wide, they're not out in the first position. One fist width apart. So it's more like a tripod. That's what's called Pilates stance. Makes sense. Okay, now pull yourself up, pull your abs in, pull your body up so you're not down with your weight, and spread your toes. Your weight's really in the middle of your foot. So you should be able to pick up your heels just a teeny bit, as I'm doing with this hippity hop thing, just to make sure you're not back, okay? Back is fall. You don't want to fall, all right? Roll the shoulders back, get them out of the way, all right? And so now, I just want you to just curl your toes up to the ceiling and bring them back down again. This is a stretch from your metatarsals to your arch. Curl them up, bring them back down again. Curl them up, bring them back down again. Try to spread your toes. I'm working with this client now, lovely lady. She's grown 2 sizes in her feet by uncurling her toes. Wants a new wardrobe and shoes. I said, oh, see, smart lady. Okay, so now the reverse. Spread the toes. Weight travels from the middle to the metatarsals as the heels start to come up. And then they go back to down again. Now don't go back and forth like a candle, okay? Just think, here's your lift and a return. There's no reason to wiggle. It's a lift and a return. Just a couple more. Here's a lift and a return. And last one here. Here's a lift and a return, okay? Bend the knees a little bit in case there may be something, just a little tightness, doesn't really hurt, but a little tightness in the back. Just bend the knees and that will probably take care of the problem. Okay, now we'll work a little bit on balance. Excuse me. I'll work on your balance. Roll the shoulders back, arms are by your side, but extend the inside of your elbows so you're nice and long. Look straight ahead. Find an object to look at. I'm not saying. Find an object to look at right ahead of you. I'll step back so you can maybe see this a little bit better. All right. All I'm doing is turning my head from one side to the next. I'm looking to the right. I'm looking to center. I'm looking to left. And I'm looking to center. Okay? Now we start with the right. We'll start with the left. So we turn to the left. Look to center. And the right. And look to center. Okay? So that was some basic, classic mat exercises going through our repertoire. As I mentioned, I'm in the Providence Pilates Center. So this is apparatus. This is a tower system. This isn't medieval torture. This is a tower system that we utilize in the group exercise room. We also have a lot of apparatus. There's several areas here. And I teach here part-time, doing some private sessions as well as online. That works out very well for people who want to work from their home at justintimeclassicalpilates.com. Again, I'm Ellen Weaver Paquette, and I'm glad to have spent this time with you today. Take care.